Move to equations of motion. Now there are basically three equations of motion, but you sometimes see, but sometimes you see in your textbook that they are four, but basically there are three equations of motion. The one you might the fourth one that you guys normally says is S equals to, if I'm not mistaken, V minus U then times time. Okay, this last one is not regarded as an equation of motion because it does not have acceleration in it. So basically there are three equations of motion. If you look at it, all of them, they all have acceleration. So only this one that does not have acceleration is not regarded as, it's just this equation was just derived, but it's not an equation of motion. But you can still use it to solve questions. There are certain questions you can use it to solve, yes, but it's not categorized as an equation of motion, but you can use it to solve question, anyone. Okay, so there are basically three equations of motion. Now in this video, I'll just identify all the parameters for U. Then in our next video class, we treat calculation questions on equations of motion using these formulas. Now let me identify the parameters in this equation 1. Now this V here, this V means final velocity. Final velocity. This means final velocity. Then this U means initial velocity. Then A stands for acceleration. T stands for time. Yes. So wherever you see V, you know that the V is talking about the final velocity, while U is talking about initial velocity. A is for acceleration, T is for time. Then okay, let's move to the second one. This V is final velocity, U is initial, A is acceleration. Why the X? Remember, this X can either be distance or displacement. Remember, I told you guys that the symbol S is used to represent distance or displacement. Yes, it depends on the question that you know whether you are dealing with distance or displacement, but we can use them interchangeably. Okay, the third one, S stands for distance or displacement, U initial velocity, T time, A acceleration, T time. So yes, now let me differentiate between final velocity and initial velocity. Now from the word initial and final means ending, abi. Now for example, they will say a car start from rest, or let me say they say a car was moving with a velocity of 2 meters per second. A car was moving with a velocity of 2 meters per second. Then the car comes to rest with a velocity of 1 meter per second. Now the initial velocity is only this one. Why the final velocity is only this one? From the word final. So initial is this one, then final is this one. Now all the things about that I will tell you guys in this video. In our next video class, when we are dealing with the calculation, we are going to make use of them. Please, this video is very, very important. Now this V means final velocity, then U stands for initial velocity. Now take note. If you are given a question and they say a car starts from rest. When in the question they tell you that they say a car starts from rest, a train starts from rest, a body starts from rest. When you see this thing start from rest, know that the initial velocity is 0. Please, this is very, very important. Then in the question they tell you that a car come to rest. Know that they are talking about the final velocity V. Therefore the V will be 0. When they say start from rest, it means that the U is 0. Please take note of this. Then when they say come to rest, you know that they are talking about the final velocity. You know that they say come to rest, know that the V is 0. When they say start from rest, know that they are talking about the initial velocity to be 0. When you talk about rest means the body is not moving at all. Therefore, the initial velocity is 0. When they come to rest, means that it's talking about the final velocity, means that the car was first moving, then finally comes to rest. So that is, it stopped moving. Therefore, the final velocity will be 0. Now, let me just expatiate on this more. Now, for example, they say, okay, let me just use this one to calculate first. But this is not this video is not the calculation video. I'll usually make a video for the calculation of equation using equation of motion. Now let me just formulate a particular question. For example, they say a train starts from rest. Now in the question, I'll make use of this formula. A train starts from rest. A train starts from rest and move with the velocity of 25 meters per second. Move with the velocity of 25 meters per second. And then for 2 seconds, calculate the acceleration. Now, in this question, what is our u? Our u is 0, then our v is 25. Remember, in the question, they said a train starts from rest with a velocity of and move with a velocity of 25 meters per second. So that will tell you that the v is 25 meters per second, then why the u is 0 So if you want to calculate it, so easy. V equals to u plus a t. So our v is 25, then u is 0, then a, put a, then t is 2. So everything will be 5 and 25 equals to 2a. So our answer will be 25 over 2. I think is whether 17 point something or so. Okay, so let's just continue. So so a is equals to 25 over 2. Press that in the calculator here, you have your answer. I'm not with the calculator here. So that's what I'm trying to say. Now, if let me formulate another question now. Let's say in this question, let's say a train was moving with a velocity of 25 meters per second. Was moving with a velocity of 25 meters per second and finally comes to rest. A train was moving with 25 meters per second and finally comes to rest in let's say 4 seconds. Calculate the acceleration. Now, in this particular question, they are telling you that the u is what? 25. Comes to rest means that the v is 0. They are saying you should calculate for our acceleration. T is 4. So it's so easy. If you make use of this formula, you get your acceleration. So that is how to differentiate between. That is how to know in this question which velocity are they talking about. When they say a car starts from rest, know that the initial velocity, which is u, is 0. When they say comes to rest, know that the velocity v, which is the final velocity, is 0. Okay. Then, and before I forget, there's what we call deceleration. Deceleration means negative acceleration. Deceleration is just negative acceleration. It's called negative acceleration. In our okay, now I will usually explain this further in velocity time graph. Okay, in velocity time graph. So let's move to velocity time graph.